Good morning from the port of Belfast, Ireland. Belfast is the capital of Northern Ireland, and we're getting ready, in fact, to leave the city, and instead we are going to head down the coast and check out the countryside with a private driver. I'm told that there's a tall ship race later this month. Today's July 1st. A little bit later this month they have a tall ship race, and some of the tall ships have made their way into the city already. Belfast was known for shipbuilding. In fact, those two cranes are called Samson and Goliath, and that's where the Titanic was built. Right now they do more of ship repairs in the port of Belfast, and that's the Titanic Memorial Museum, which tells the entire story of the Titanic from back in 1912.
You don't often see that water as calm as that, believe me. This is a great driving route for motorcyclists.
Oh yeah.
Because all the the roads in and out, swaying roads.
See all this view.
Now, if you go into the likes of Bushmills or some of the nice restaurants in Belfast, everything on the menu for fish, you'll always see Glenarm salmon.
Okay.
Glenarm salmon that Sir Winston Churchill used to own, and it was his family hotel. So during the war, a lot of the English dignitaries used to come up here, for weekends and stuff, and stay in the hotel. So this couch, or coach, I don't know how you want to pronounce it, was originally built and was meant to go onto the Titanic ship. It didn't get finished in time, so it never made the voyage, and it was put in here. So this was Lord Winston Churchill's, so that's how he ended up getting it. So
Babies.
He meow with an accent?
Yeah, I bet he does. You're so handsome. So cute. I'll take you right home with me.
how they separated was with these hedgerows, so you knew it's your field. So the best farming bit was always at the bottom. The further you went up, there was more rocks. It wasn't the best farmland. So if you were the fourth born in the family, you got the rubbish ground. Beautiful.
So, oh gosh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
I have a perennial garden in my.
You find a lot more of them down in Southern Ireland, and certain tours you'll take.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty.
Just when we go through this arch and we head to seafront again, there's a lot of divers have dived these waters over the years, because there's about 15 to 20 sunken Spanish galleons along this coastline.
Was this where the Spanish Armada sunk?
Yeah.
Wow.
So just down into the right is, normally you can see, guys in their diving suits walking into the water.
It's a little hazy and foggy, but this is a great look over the sea. And all the different shades of green. Just gorgeous.
Now you'll find old abbeys, old churches, and I asked the guide, when I didn't know too much about that sort of history, but I asked, why is it every place that we come to like this, why does it not have a roof? Whenever the Normans invaded here, the reason why they destroyed everything, so they wouldn't have any strongholds to live in. They were all pushed away, they were all taken out by the Normans. Yeah. So they didn't want to leave anything for them to put their horses into, to live in. So they destroyed them, they burnt them, and that's why there's no roofs and all these things.
Okay.
Got a tall ship in. Beautiful cliff in the background. And that's the coastline that we were driving alongside. Another Game of Thrones backdrop. Saw a bunch of those along the way.
Oh, nice.
This is the town of Ballycastle. Here's the rope bridge that the salmon fishermen used to use to get across. Now it's a touristy bridge, 90 feet above the water. This is down where you would get on line to cross that bridge. But the line takes way too long. It would invest way too much time to do that. So instead we're going to hang out here and just look at the views. And I wasn't...
Now that island ahead of you is called Sheep Island. So way back in the sort of early 1200s, 1300s, the local clansmen, whenever the tide was out a bit further, they used to put their sheep on there at night because the Scottish clans would have come over, rode over and stole their sheep, vice versa. That's how it got the name Sheep Island. Few houses. Now somebody asked me earlier on about, was there a castle in Ballycastle? You'll find a lot of these towns are called Ballycastle, Ballymena, Ballynure. Bally means small group of houses.
Okay.
So you'll go around all the local towns and that's what you'll see, something's called Bally. Okay.
And this is another Game of Thrones set here?
Yeah, along the beach here. I just think this would make a perfect links golf course here.
Yes, yes,
Just wasted, that should be a golf course.
So what's the name of this castle?
Dunservic Castle.
Dunservic Castle.
What's left of it anyway?
The ruins of an old Norman castle. And the body of water?
This is the Irish Sea.
The Irish Sea, that's what we've been in, yeah?
Yep, and then up to the left, the further we go on up, you'll meet up with the Atlantic Ocean.
So this area was either formed by a volcano 63 million years ago, or by a giant named Finn McGool. We'll find out. That's called Finn's Chimney. The tallest one is 300 some odd feet tall, which shows you how big this area is. The actual Giant's Causeway is where all those people are down there. And we're gonna go check out those stones.
It's like they built me stairs.
Well, those giants know what they're doing. I mean, look how big those rocks are next to those people even. You could spend an entire day here hiking some of these trails and getting to a point up there like that. As high as this looks, imagine how high those people just were.
I just want to know how these formed. They're so...
The hexagon shapes and the different sizes, how they formed.
Yeah.
I thought they made that very clear, that it was Finn McGool the giant fighting the giant from Scotland. Were you not even listening to the story?
I was listening to the story, but I think he was drinking a pint of something when they told that
Others
story.
talked about lava flows, but that giant story was very compelling.
Is that right? Oh, look at that. Oh, wow.
Fortunately, there's a taxi sitting. All around here there used to be Dunluce village. There used to be a village all the way around where this wall is. That was the main castle, and then all the peasants sort of lived outside it, you know. Well, again, it was just another Norman castle. It's used, you know what it's used for mostly now? It's used for music videos. The Pogues, U2. It's been in. Have you ever heard of the film Hellboy?
Yes.
Hellboy.
Yes.
He was able to disappear from America, and he came up, and next thing he was standing outside this castle. I was at the pictures with my son, and next thing, oh, for flip's sake, he's at Dunluce Castle.
It must be the wee cottage over there.
That's the wee cottage just up to the left.
They're busy right now, aren't
It looks busy.
See the little calves, Shell?
Yeah. Just so beautiful.
The castle was built between the 15th and 17th centuries. And they said at the time it was one of the finest castles in the region. Now it's just ruins, but it talks about the turbulent history between the McQuillans and the McDonalds and the Scottish settlers who lived in the lost town of Dunluce.
Wow.
What a view. Shell, there's a cave right downstairs. You want to go in it?
Yeah.
Right in there? Little daisies or clovers?
Well, and clover, but I'm watching out for the wee little people. Ready.
This is the town of Bushmill, where apparently they make the best whiskey in Ireland, according to the people on our tour and our tour guide. So we're going to check out their distillery for a second and try and find a nice Irish coffee for Michelle. So there's Finn McCool's, has his own pub here in Bushmill, the giant from the Causeway. Let's go on in and get some Irish whiskey. So since we're in town, I had to try, well, I was told I had to try, a Bushmills whiskey, and there's cloves in there and some water because I'm weak. And you're drinking your Irish coffee with Bushmills, and we're sitting here in this pub, which has been a pub and a hotel since the 1600s, before Bushmill Distillery even started brewing. Is that the term, brewing? This is so cool. Distilling. This is so cool. And there's the giant. Finn McCool.
There's times you come up here and you can't get moving this road for tourists. Coaches, but they've all been here probably earlier on.
So this is called the Dark Hedges. It was shown in season 2 of Game of Thrones, and it became a tourist destination now.
Now, you see whenever it's being filmed in the Game of Thrones, they actually digitally take out the road and put like a dirt track in, so you don't see obviously this road. Now these trees are 400 years old.
Oh wow.
Okay, they were originally put in and planted for a house. This was a drive for the horses, horse and carriage driveway up to the house, but the house is no longer here anymore.
And when there's no leaves on the trees, it's just a canopy of trees.
Yes, just very scary, and it's an eerie sort of a place.
Go ahead, David. Explain all the fried foods in this.
An Ulster fry here is potato bread, soda bread, bacon, sausage, eggs. It's all fried. And the other side, the other name for it here is called the heart attack on a plate. But what it's really good for is when you have a hangover, an Ulster fry is the best thing you'll ever eat.
That was a volcano.
Yeah. So that would have been part of what was how the Giant's Causeway probably came about, from one of these volcanoes.
What do you mean volcano? You said the giant causeway was caused by giants.
I didn't say that, well.
I'm getting conflicting reports. There's the glass bottom floor. There's a few of those throughout the ship, one on each side, and I think there's 2 more on the aft of the ship. Very cool feature. Back on the ship in Belfast, and figure since we saw so many Game of Thrones sites, first of all we should probably see the show now on Netflix, but I figured it would be appropriate to sit in these throne chairs.
It's my
here
new office chair.
in one of the lounges. But no, it was a great day. The sights were amazing. David was incredible as a personal driver. What an experience to have someone just take you around on your own to the sites that you want to see when you want to see them. The thing is, every time he would park that Mercedes van and I would get out and take my videos and pictures and we'd see these amazing sights, when it comes time to get back onto the van,
He'd get in on the wrong side. He'd get in on the driver's side because they swap sides, so...
they drive on the right side instead of the left side. And 40 years of driving, I'm used to going on the other side. So
Wait,
anyway,
you've been driving for 40 years?
no, but I've been in cars my whole life.
Okay.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 4 or 5 times, I'm just an idiot. And she's the one with all the whiskey in it.
I know. The whiskey here.
Great day in Belfast.